Alright, we're over here at the water heater, and the showers are cold. We've had that for about a day and a half. We're done with that. Here's a new thermocouple. This is the thing that is making your flame turn off. So if you try to light your pilot and get it to light and it lit, and even if you got it to light and stay fire on, and then it went out like 60 seconds later, this is the most common problem that people have with their water heaters. The thermocouple goes out. First of all, every water heater is different. They're designed different, but very similar. Okay, so these are sold universal thermocouples at your big box hardware stores. You can pick these up for about, I think it was like $8 or $12 or something like that. So first you're gonna look down here, and you got a bunch of wires on mine, okay? Over here you got, where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera in focus. Okay, so over here you got this one. You have to unscrew it. You actually go counterclockwise. Before you start doing this, first things first is turn off your gas. There's that. You don't have to bother with the electricity because nothing in here is going to shock and kill you. So you're going to unscrew this one counterclockwise. You're going to unscrew this one counterclockwise. And for some reason the tread on this is clockwise. So if you can't unscrew that, that's why. And that's your thermocouple, the piece that we're replacing. And in order to get in my compartment right here, I got a really tight area I'm working with. Sorry for the camera close up. In order to get in this compartment here, so you can work on here, you actually have to unscrew these three, and then this whole piece slides out. So if you're wondering how that comes apart, that's how you do that. I'm gonna go ahead and start disconnecting this stuff, and we're gonna get started. Listen, remember this one is screwed on with opposite tread, the thermocouple wire, which is the brown copper wire. That one's disconnected. Turning this one the opposite way. That one's disconnected. And make sure you don't get any debris in there. Alright, this one's on there a little tight. I almost had that one. Just doesn't want to come off. I think I almost got it. I keep thinking I almost got it and I don't got it. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna pull this sucker out. Disconnect that one. There's two screws here that I already pre-took out on the left and right. You're gonna have to take those out. This glass compartment is actually not for accessing. It's like put in from the inside. So if you think you're gonna unscrew that, you're not. Okay. So then this slides out. You got your burner tray right here. Little dust over there, or whatever you want to call that. And your thermocouple is right here. We're gonna have to unscrew this to get in there, and then we're gonna replace it. All right, so I could unscrew these two screws and get in there, but I think I could pop this thing in and out without doing that. So let me try to hold this thing in place. It almost wants to give. There it goes. I had to loosen up that collar because it was like stuck on it. I'm really fighting with this thing and trying to have it recording for you guys. Alright, I got it. It was this little clip right here that was allowing me not to get some slack. So I disconnected the copper line from that little clip, and now I was able to slide it out. Or about to slide it out, I should say. Here we go. I could just feel it coming right out. Can you imagine calling somebody? This part would have been like $500. Or, oh no, you need a new water heater. You gotta love that. Okay, so now I got that disconnected. I'm gonna remove it from this section here where it's connected to my igniter, well, the little plastic thing. So I'm gonna pop that little clip. You can see there's a clip here. This is so much easier doing this. Like, I could be done so much quicker, but I'm trying to record this for you guys. So I'm popping this little clip up because you got to insert it into that housing, the plastic housing right here, and this is going to pop forward. And keep making sure that I'm in your camera view so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so then that clip right here, if you guys are wondering how that comes out, it separates in two pieces and it just goes together like that. So that's that part right there. There's the thermocouple sliding right out, or wanting to slide out. It's like it's tangled up in here. We'll get it. But once you get that hot water, this will all be worth it. And actually, if you think you can't do this, my pet monkey can do it. I'm just kidding, but it's not something very hard is all. All right, there, we got the thermocouple out. That's out of there. For some reason, these burn up. You could try sanding it if you're desperate and you can't find one, but it's still probably not gonna work. Sometimes it'll work for like a month or two if you sand that thing because it gets soot on it. Just replace the darn thing. Get it over with. All right, so now we got our new thermocouple. Real easy. Easy to get in, easy to get out. 1 out of 10, I'd put this at like a 3 or 4. It ain't nothing crazy. All right, so I'm gonna drive it back in the same way it came in. This one actually has a screw-in collar. Not necessary to have it. You ain't taking it off because it's up in there. All right, so now I'm gonna straighten out my copper line. Careful not to kink it too bad, you know. Just take your time with it and straighten that sucker out where it needs to go. I wish they didn't wind it up so tight. Jeez. Making a short video look like it's something hard. All right. Anyways, driving this through right here. Trying to make sure I got it on camera for you guys. Driving that through. I'm coming around to where the way they had it, whoever did this, in some factory somewhere. And I'm gonna clip it back on this little clip thing that they had. Get it in here. And I'm gonna bend it in and put it into the little hole. Come on out that hole, buddy. Oh, there it is. Right there. What I'm gonna do actually is pull this back out. I'm gonna crimp that collar because that collar's still good as long as I crimp the darn thing. I just took a little pliers and I crimped it. So now when I shove it through this hole, it should be good. Oh, that really locked in real good. So make sure that this gas release line is leveled with this, and this one only being a hair higher. You see that? If you're not sure about it, look at the way it was before. You want this to be centered on it, so when that blows on it, it can, you know, catch it or whatever you want to call that. All right, so next we're going to make sure this goes where it needs to go. This line is a little bit thinner than the other one. Huh. Anyways, it is what it is now. It feels a lot thinner. All right, next I'm gonna take this little clamp piece that separates the thermocouple and the igniter. Right here, we're gonna try to get this in here. Probably put it in one side at a time and show you guys what's going on right here, if you guys can see that. I shoved half of it through the hole. Hopefully yours is very similar and nothing too hard. I'm gonna have to straighten that line out just a little bit. There it goes. And now I'm gonna shove this other piece right here through the hole. Make sure that you got them each separated, not together, the way it's supposed to go. Clip that in. Now I'm gonna slide that little, I don't know, what do you want to call that? A U-clamp, T-clamp, something like that. Slide that on there. Ugh, can't even get that with the human hand, but you could with a tool. Gotta love tools. All right, now that's on there now. So this is coming along real nice. We're gonna have a hot shower in no time. All right, so I just made sure that this was flush with that, meaning flush, that it's not like leaning on the side or something, that gas line I know is gonna hit that right on point. Okay, so that's your igniter right here. If you guys don't know, that's your gas release, and this is your thermocouple. I'm gonna make sure to put that screw that I put back on there. It did come with a couple collars, but I already had a collar, so I didn't need one. Where's my screw? Make sure to put this screw in. Always make sure you put your screws back. You don't want no extra screws. You know how that goes. Having stuff flying all out of the place. All right, so getting that back on there. I'm trying to make sure this video is less than 10 minutes because YouTube, or 15 minutes. I'm trying to go as quick as I can for you guys. Don't want to make some long video because YouTube won't even let me make a video that's that long. So we're ready to put this all back together. Also make sure that when you do slide this in, this piece right here goes into a little slit deep inside of there. So you got to get that in the slit. I actually have to lay on the ground to make sure from the bottom that this is going in correctly. It's just a tiny little slit, ain't nothing crazy. And if it ain't in there, it ain't sitting properly. It's almost like you gotta, hard to see it, but feel it. All right, so I'm in there. It's all put back together. Now we're gonna start screwing this all back together. So don't forget the 2 screws on the side here. This is actually my knob. My kids broke it off. So mine sits, I could feel it where it goes, right in the center somewhere. Anyways, we're gonna deal with that later. So now I need to start screwing these all back together. So I ran into a problem when I went to screw mine on. Mine was reverse tread. I wanted to show you that there is adapters that are made on the internet that have different sizes. So you have 2 different sizes you might run into, or your tread might be going the opposite direction. I went ahead and made my own because that's what they were trying to sell me. Reverse tread and cut it in the center. $40, and I'm also out of a hot water heater, and I am very crafty. I've done it all. So I'm cutting this with an angle grinder right here, and I almost got it out. And all you need is this part here to push pressure up on the new piece. So all you're doing is sliding this over the copper and screwing it in to get that reverse tread to push up. This to your local auto mechanic. He can cut this for you and put it on a vise or something like that and get it cut, and explain to him what you need done so you can get that hot water heater working. Or you could just order the part and wait about a few days or overnight it. We cut this with our angle grinder because it has a reverse thread. You probably won't run into this problem in the video, but if you do, if you're very, very crafty, you could do what we just did. Go ahead, show everybody how it fits right in there like a glove. And it's gonna slide on, and the pressure from this going in the reverse way will then push. You're just gonna put it around there like a little collar, and then when it screws on, it's gonna then push this piece here. When you get done, make sure to use soap and water to make sure there's any air bubbles or anything like that coming out. That means you got to crank it a little tighter. Check on all 3 valves that you're installing. Ready to put the piece that we crafted into there that they wanted to sell me for a god-awful amount of money. When you're in a bad situation, people want to take advantage. There's no reason why this should ever cost that much money. I mean, it just doesn't even make sense. I hate when people take advantage of people and price gouge like that. And the only reason I'm in this position, or this predicament, is because you guys who made the this furnace decided to put a backwards thread that nobody even sells, and you don't even sell no more because you want me to buy a whole new furnace. What a bunch of crap. All right, so yeah, I don't know if I mentioned in the video that they wanted like $35.99 plus another like $40 to ship it overnight. You know, that's just not fair. Trying to get this in here, take my time on it. Backwards tread, gotta love it. It's feeling a little tight right now. First you're gonna turn on your gas. Now we have gas. For you guys who don't know how to light a pilot, there's a little gouge in this blue thing. You can only press it down when it's in that position. You see how the button won't go down? Now it will go down. You hold that, and then you hit your clicker to light the flame. If you don't have a flame, let me see if it's lit in there. Oh, there's fire in there. Let me turn off this light for you guys. See that the flame is on, and what it's doing right now is making the thermocouple very hot, and when it tells it it's hot enough, I can let go and the flame should stay on, and then I'm gonna turn up the gas. So this is, you're gonna hold it for about 1.5 minutes sometimes. So I'm just gonna wait patiently. Let it go. I let my hands go. The flame is still on. I'm going to turn up the gas. Let me show you guys what, well, this is the gas pilot, so I'm going to turn it. And when I turn it, you watch what happens in there. This is how it should look like. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And that's the thermocouple doing this job. If for some reason you replace this and it cuts off in about 60 seconds, you may have other issues.